Live from my gardens. It's a very warm day. I would say it's hot. And transplantation at this point is pretty risky. So my gardens are doing well with what I've planted in them so far. Let's share with you a little bit. I have some flowers on that side, and these are on this side. Let's see. I love those. Those are my impatiens right there. This right here is a variety of impatient. Let me see if I can keep this up. It's wanting to move on me a lot. Hello there, Kuya Benzi. Hello there, Sissy Manding. I'm trying to keep this up real quick, see if I can. It keeps going. Let's see. All right, I'm trying to garden and share with you guys at the same time, but this keeps going down and down. Let's see where it will stop. I'm trying to see stopping point of this. There we go. Right there. Those are some of my impatiens. They're so pretty. Look. Hello there. Thank you, Sissy Manding. How are you? Let me get with that right real quick. How are you guys? Hello there. Hello, hello. Okay. Spenta, if you are new, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, you guys. I thank you for being here. Hello there, Kuya Benzi. How are you? Thank you for being here. Let me get this. Sissy Manding, Manding Vlog. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you. Thank you. Hello there, T. How are you? Hello there. Thank you for being here. How's it going, everyone? How is it going? I think I have some neighbors leaving or something over there. I'm in my gardens. It is the weekend. It's very hot. I would just go ahead and classify it as it is hot today. I would say 95 degrees Fahrenheit is hot. That is considered hot to me. Now, at this point, if you are transplanting some of your plants, then I recommend that you guys be very cautious because they can get torched in that sun. And you don't want that. Thank you for being here and thank you for your likes and thumbs up. Hello, Anderson. How are you? So good to see you. Let's see where you guys are. I've got my seeds here. Some other plants here. Let's see. Don't forget to answer the question on the poll, you guys. Let's see here. Hey, hey, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. It is such a warm day outside. Now that we have the angle of the stream settled, we can start with our live stream for today. And I have other plants here. Let's see, some seeds from herbs, and also I have seeds from not just herbs, but I do have some seeds from different plants that if so some of these plants need to be planted midsummer, some of them need to be planted late summer. And right now we are in the middle of summer. Well, actually, it's not even the middle of summer. Oh, wow, it's already this hot. I just realized it's this hot and we are not. Wow. So it's been summer for now. I just realized it's not even been a month of summer. Oh my gosh. It feels a lot longer because it's so warm. Hello, So. How are you? Hello, hello. Sissy Manding, you are still here. Thank you. I'm doing all right. I am very, very overheated with this heat of the day type of weather that's happening to us. This heat of the day that is happening to us is not quite what I would like to have, but I just realized it's literally 3 weeks in the summer and it's this hot. 3 weeks. That is very, very warm. Oh, Sissy Manding, you have upcoming ones. Let's go over here to Sissy Manding over here before I do this. Yeah. So yeah, it's been totally 3 weeks and it feels like 3 months. I felt like, oh, it's autumn here probably. Is it autumn season yet? Good afternoon there, Tony. How are you? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Tony, how is the weather? How are you enjoying this scary weather? Scary weather, I call it. Anderson, what is new, my friend? What is new? Tony, how is it going? You got rain today? Where are you guys at? Thank you. Which area are you at? You mentioned that you're getting some rain. I like hearing those words. Rain sounds amazing. I'm like ready for anytime rain, it will be great for me. Anytime with that rain, bring it on. Bring on the rain. But you know what will happen sometimes at this time if it rains? then the humidity stays for a little bit, just for the mosquitoes to enjoy that amazing humidity and that rain, and multiply much more, just the mosquitoes. And then what will happen is, if your plants are not covered properly or you're not continuing watering, they will go into a zap mode. And I think that's really sad when that happens to plants. And I can show you an example today. I have some stuff with me over here. So hopefully I can share with you everything. You're in Georgia. Okay, okay, that's so this makes sense. I love your name, by the way. I'm like, I love your name, by the way. Totally do. Thank you for coming in, by the way. It's very nice to have you. Very nice to have you. Let me go ahead and of course, of course, of course, friend. I just have to make sure I go ahead and set my pin and that everything goes okay over there. Pin on the video. Then that way I can come over and show you guys what all's going on. Some stuff that's probably like more understanding to you guys. Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you for being here with me. I have a lot of examples for today. I just hope I don't overheat. I'm like, I hope I don't overheat. Which can happen in this weather, by the way. I brought a lot of water with me, so hopefully that is what we need. Okay. Let me see now if I can go ahead and mention my members real quick. Oh, it's hard to see in this weather too. It is hard to see in this weather. Sweaty, sweaty me. Okay, friends, let's see. I have some stuff to share with you today. Thank you all for being here with me today. And thanks to all who are typing in chat so I can see who you are and hang out with you, chat with you later. Hopefully, I will see you again on my next live stream too, or on my premiere, which I like to do a lot of meditation, or I like to do, I have a lot of chimes. So just to stand near my chimes and hopefully not fall over. those. And then I've got louder chimes as we get to my chimes. And then so when it gets windy, and this is just this section of my garden. When it gets windy, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. Wish this would stay a little bit more straight. There we go. That might be as best as we could get it. Thank you, Anderson. Much love, much love. So let me show you guys what all I've got going on, okay? All right. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. And thank you for being a friend. Please remember to subscribe, like, share. And I look forward to reading your comments afterwards, after this share. So don't forget, I'm waiting to see your comments. Okay. I have some seeds over here. These are something that I am going to plant. I'm going to share with you real quick. I don't know if you can see. There you go. We can see that much better. And I've got right here that is some good sweet basil. I'm going to plant those today, and also show you what I mean by transplant shock. When you take your plants and switch it into a bigger container during this time of the year when it's really hot, so as I mentioned, the weather here is about 95 degrees and it's humid, but it's very hot. I feel like it feels more hot than any regular time of the year, right? So that's just how I feel. Anyway, to show you what I mean by that is if you have plants that you planted indoors and then you decided, I'm going to take those inside. Okay, you're going to take it inside and you're going to have it inside. You're going to have this planted and then you're going to have it, well, whether you have a greenhouse or you have something else, you're going to have it planted, right? So I have this container here, right? So you see what's happening to the leaves of that if you pay it close attention. If we get a little bit further, do you see what's happening to some of the leaves? Even though some are healthy, the others are getting torched. And that is as a result of the heat that we are experiencing right now. Hello there. How are you? Tati Safatita is in the stream. Thank you, friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping me meet my goal. Thank you for answering the questions. I appreciate you. And thank you for your support. And thanks for the thumbs up and shares. I really appreciate that. So this is something we have right now. Just to let you know what this is. This is rue. I really like it. If you pay attention to the center of my garden, right, that area behind the impatient, right over there, and I can point at it this way. This plant right there. That is rue. And I have another one planted to my left side. That's also rue. It requires lots of sun, right? However, it's drying and torching itself if it doesn't get watered every day and if it doesn't get attention, which means that if it gets too much sun at a time, it will go to the summer heat of this weather around us, as So mentioned it. Friend, I don't know if you're he or she, so I don't know if I should refer to he or she. As So mentioned it, weather is very hot and unbelievably torching the plants. Be careful if you're going to transplant any plant at this time of the year. You have to keep your eyes on it. You have to keep your eyes on it. He, okay, he, that's right. So as he mentioned, thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. As he mentioned, we have to make sure that if you are planting anything or transplanting anything at this time of the year when the weather is this hot, you don't put it right straight into the sun. It will burn. It will burn. Even if it's a drought tolerant, sun loving, hardy plant, unless it's a cactus. I can tell you a cactus has different type of criteria for living. A cactus is different, succulents are different, and cactus is different. To me, this impatient has the feeling of a succulent. It's a particular type of impatient. It's not just the regular one. It is a self-seeding one. It's soft pink. I also have it in white. It comes back each year, and it comes back in more abundance, which means I don't have to plant anymore. So it comes back and returns each year. A lot of my plants are perennials, and if they are annual, let's go ahead and take a look at one of my annuals that I have in the garden right now. This here is an annual. This plant right here, it's an annual. So any kind of caladium or coleus, any type of those type of plants that you're planting in your garden, if you do not live in a warm area, that right there requires at least USDA zone 8 and above to try to stay and continue to return the next year for the bulb. It does grow out of bulbs, little bulbs. What I do is when it's autumn season, I take the bulbs of those out and I put them in a brown bag, and then I put them in a shaded area just inside my house, nowhere else, just inside in a dry, cool area. I bring it out in the springtime. It starts to sprout, the bulb. So it's like, wow, it's just like amaryllis, kind of like amaryllis, right? It's a different family. Amaryllis is a different family. Amaryllis and daffodil, those are separate than caladiums and coleus and all of those. So this one here, I recommend if you live in an area that it is an annual in, I recommend that you take the bulb out if you want to save it, put it in a brown bag, wrap the brown bag, make sure that you are keeping it in a cool, dry area. Give it about 6 months. It's going to resprout and bloom and give you what you need to have for the upcoming year so those bulbs don't go bad. Now, I do have other bulbs in the ground, and my followers, they've been watching this particular garden. I've just kept this particular garden and a few other gardens on the watch so my friends can see what's going on. And this particular garden has transformed a lot. For example, Tati, I see Tati Safatita, one of my good friends from Romania. Shout out to you. He's in my channel right now. Tati Safatita loves my hosta plants. They're the plants that are down here. So Tati, let's see. Right over there, those are the hosta plants that Tati really, really likes a lot. And they are shade loving, 2 partial shades. So you kind of have to think, what do my plants like? What kind of best condition can I provide for them? Those daffodils, tulips, hyacinth, the bulbs will not die and they will return the following year. Okay, they're going to return the following year. I have an idea with those. With those, I have a planner, which I just put down in front of me, and I write down each spot in my garden that I have planted daffodil and hyacinth. Usually I plant daffodil, hyacinth, and tulip next to each other. We have squirrels. We have a lot of things here. We have raccoons. And this past week, I lost 2 hens to a raccoon attack that started a few weeks ago, so about a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully it will never return again. And so I do raise my own hens. I love them. They lay eggs. They're our pets. And it was very sad to see them, especially one died. One just was, yeah, I'll save you. It was like looking at a butterfly chicken. I will not be eating chicken probably for a long time. So that's what happened. And with the garden, the squirrel is what happens. The squirrel plants things out of place where you're like, hey, this isn't where I wanted things at all. So you're thinking, why are you doing this, squirrel? And not only that, it loves tulips. It loves tulip bulbs for some odd reason. So what I recommend to people is plant garlic next to your tulip bulbs, or just plant hyacinth, which is another flower. It's so pretty and it's aromatic. I love it's fragrant actually. And daffodil. Those bulbs, if you put those in the ground, those daffodil bulbs and hyacinth bulbs, they will return each year at the beginning of spring. I had some paper white zivas that started flowering early this year as a result of having a warmer December this year. We had such a warm December. Oh my gosh. And it was unbelievable. It was very good. I mean, I'm not complaining because I saw my plants come up early. So in this garden, we've been seeing paper white ziva starting in December, sprout, coming out of the ground, sprouting in January, sitting in snow. We saw them covered in snow. We've witnessed them in snow, and then they will return the following year again in this garden. And that might be what some of the little green leaves and some of the dry green leaves that look like grass on the ground on those areas in my garden, especially those areas. So that's what those are. Usually tulip and daffodil, hyacinth, they die back, and you just need to let them die back on their own. They will take the energy of the sun and water and everything that you've given them. They will absorb the food, plant food and everything else, and they will take that, they will consume it, they will keep it, store it in their bulb, and then the following spring they will come back. So those are all perennial plants. I love perennial gardening. It's so much easier. You don't have to keep planting stuff in your garden. Things come back every year. If you are even wanting to go more simple route, I recommend putting evergreens in. Plants that are evergreens, they tend to stay green in your area. So it depends on the nursery in your area. Let's say you live in USDA zone 5, or let's say you live in USDA zone 8. Grab something that is a perennial to your area, and one zone cooler. I always recommend 1 or 2 zones cooler, just so in case it gets cold or it snows, so you're guaranteed that your plant's coming back. Another thing that I recommend is always pruning your plants. Now, pruning depends on what we're talking about on pruning. Summertime, you still need to prune your plants and take care of them. You need to come back and grab the dead leaves that are on your plants, if there are any, and you need to cut those with shears, scissors, whatever you're using, gardening tool you're using. You need to cut with that, and also that promotes more airflow for your plants. As I've mentioned in other videos before, you want airflow for your plants. You don't want everything cluttered, because if everything's cluttered, then your plants get choked, and you don't want to get your plants to get choked. That's the last thing anybody wants, right? That's the last thing they want. And then the other thing, that's the last thing I want, is seeing my plant look like this after I bring it outside for just a little bit in the pot. You guys see what's happening? See? Yeah, it's result of just that heat getting to it, right? It's the result of the heat getting to it. I also have some sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, let me discuss. I have sweet potato vines and I have sweet potatoes. Sweet potato vines are different than sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, I've planted them in the ground in my garden area that is for vegetables in the back. So my vegetable plot is a different area than this area. This is where I have flowers and some herbs also to accent the flowers, as well as I like those herbs because they stay green again, like rosemary and lavender. I have chocolate mint in these gardens. That is a helper. Some people say, well, mint grows fast and takes over. For me, it's a little bit different. I love it because for me, mint, it does take over, sure, but it does keep other weeds out of your gardens. And usually if squirrels can't dig, they can't plant something there. So, to fix your tulip issue, there you go, plant it next to daffodils. Daffodil bulbs, the bulb itself, daffodils are fragrant, good smelling flowers, but the bulb itself smells like onion, and that deters squirrels. A lot of animals don't like cayenne pepper, and squirrels are ones that don't like oniony smells or garlicky smells. And what I've done for that raccoon, as a side note, is I have literally sprayed cayenne pepper all over my chicken area so that it can stay away. I've done other things like adding other locks and literally taking wire and going around it and wrapping the coop in different areas to enforce it, reinforce it. Don't want it to go ahead and break. So that's what I'm doing. Hello there, Agile. How are you? Thank you, Tati. Yeah, it's very hard to see from where I'm standing right here talking to you guys. I can go back over there for just a second so I can see you guys. You know, it's best to have watermelon on my nails. I thought, why? Because I thought, well, why not, right? It's it's good for a gardener. Cantaloupe would be very nice too. So would honeydew. Avocados would be fun. Let's check, see who's here real fast. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Hello there. Yes, I can't stand the raccoons. Thank you, Tati. Yes, I know. Let's see. Okay. You lost your cilantro. I see. You lost your cilantro. Did it go to seed? Did your cilantro go to seed already? Cilantro and parsley will go to seed too. So you have to keep planting parsley. But cilantro and chamomile will go to seed. Chamomile returns the following year. Cilantro, not necessarily. Ah, I see. So as I was mentioning, so happy to see you. It is really hot out today. It absolutely is. Can you guys believe that weather? I brought water, so that's a good thing for me. Hello, Sissy Jing. How are you? Sissy, welcome in. Dark Moon, how's it going? Thank you so much for your loving kindness. the weather is absolutely like you wait for the breeze. You're hopeful and you pray and you wait for the breeze. You say to yourself, there will be a breeze. I know there will be a breeze. Then you stay hopeful. And then after that, you just stay hopeful. And if the breeze doesn't come, well, you still have to plant if the breeze doesn't come. You still have to plant. I am going to grab these. I'm going to grab my shovel. As always, my dear friend, it is so pretty. Let me see, I'm going down here. Thank you so much. There we go. Okay. Now we have to be careful not to touch these plants or let them touch our eyes so much. There we go. Aha. I think it's right now, Tati. I think it's fixed. Let's check it. There you go. Oh, the birds chirping, so beautiful. Yes, Nomads is my member, and she has some upcoming shares. Orange Tank FPS too. I've got bees around me. Hello, namaste, Ila. Namaste, sister. Ila's kitchen is in here. Thank you, Ila, for being here. Good day, friends. Oh, it's always good to see you, my friends. It is always good to see you, my friends. Ila, how are you? Hello, Sissy. How's it going? Thank you so much for being here and for your support. So happy to see you and everyone else who's here. Thank you for your thumbs up and for being here. Thank you. I have some other seeds I wanted to share with you guys as we take some breaks here and there. In 1 month from now, this is what I will be planting in the ground. In a month from now, it's super sugar snap peas, and the time for it from now is a month from now, because first you need to make sure they grow, then you need to make sure the weather gets a little bit cooler. So probably a month and a half from now is what I'm going to plant this. Same as these. I'm going to plant this one also a month and a half from now. It's a little late to be planting these. These would have been a month ago, but they're really good. I've already planted some in my gardens in the back. Eli, how's it going? Any new cooking friend? Any new cooking shares? This one, yeah, it tells you right on the thing. It says, hey, put it in late summer. It likes cool weather. These items, lettuce, anything like that. This lettuce, kale, spinach, radish, all of that in a month and a half from now is a good time to plant them in. A month and a half from now will be the beginning of September, so that's a good time for those. So I have some lettuce seeds prepared. I'm just showing you guys what I will be planting upcoming here in a month and a half. I already have some kale in my gardens in the back, but of course they could be very bitter right now, so you want to kind of hold off. You can prune your kale and it will re-sprout from the bottom. It'll give more kale, same as Swiss charts. And it's good. Turnips needs to be in later, so late summer. So I would wait on the turnips for 2 months actually. This one is a little bit different. This one is frost tolerant and it's 21 to 45 days. So in early spring through autumn. There we go. Here we are. This is something that I'm going to be planting some seeds of it now. This is different. This variety is different. Some varieties are different because they're a blend, and so it makes it completely a different story. These are really pretty. I have some planted in the ground, and I have a few left. I know that I have a few left. The good thing about these, I believe these are dwarf. Let me check it and make sure. Yes, that's very good. So as I'm looking in the back, I see that these don't grow very tall. They're not going to grow 4 or 5 feet. These are shorter, so that's something that could be planted now too. Making sure I always go through my seeds to see what all I have going on. I already have these planted in the ground. These are some more that I will be planting. This one in 2 months from now. And then okra I've already planted. So this is some extra ones that I'm going to plant later. This was something that I'm trying to get out here. If it doesn't stay so shy and it can come out, that would be nice. Okay. Goodness. See, some seeds tell you germination for this is between 65 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. You see, it's too hot for it outside right now. This is something cute. That's an annual that you can plant, you know, so it tells you. So if a lot of them tell you in the back, and it tells you when you can plant them, and it tells you when it can also get established. So that's kind of nice. Let's see this one. Okay. This is another thing that'll do good, but if you have squash bugs, maybe not, but not a bad idea for your actual garden area. If you have a vegetable garden, I hope you are keeping some stuff separate, because like keeping herbs and, well, you can't, sometimes you can't mix everything. So we have companion planting, we have things that go well together, and we have some things that don't go well together if you plant them in pots. So you want to focus on stuff that go well together. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, they are vegetable seeds. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Yes, I'm going to put, yes. Thank you. I do too. Squash is delicious. Oh, it gets warm outside so quick. Oh, water always refreshing. Okay, so first things first, let's see what all I have here. Okay. I am going to grab some quality soil, and I'm preparing one of my pots right now for planting. Okay. All right. Here is what I have. Oh, perhaps get a little bit further so you can see inside of my pot. There it is. I'm going to place some sweet potato vines in here. And I like to work close to my gardens if at all possible in my garden area, because then if I lose dirt, it goes right back in my gardens. So it's kind of like something I like to do. So I'm going to put it right over here next to us. Hey there. Thank you for being here, Sissy Susanna. Shout out Susanna Morjan. Hey. So good to see you. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote, you guys. Sissy Susanna, hello, hello. How are you? I am so happy to see you. Hello, Richard. How are you? Welcome in. If you haven't done so, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button. How are you? Thank you, friends. Sissy Susanna, you and Ela are on my next rotation. Hello, Risha. How are you? Thank you and welcome in. Sissy Susanna, let's see. Sissy Susanna, you know what happened? I lost 2 of my hens to that raccoon. I am upset with that raccoon. And my poor chickens. Absolutely, my poor chickens. The hens were like not so happy about the situation. I mean, I wouldn't be either. But yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, they weren't just our pen. They weren't just our hens. They were also pets. Pets to us. Pets to us, you know. So it was very, very sad. Um, Let me go ahead and grab a plug-in for this, and then I can be right back because I have more to do. So just give me 1 second, friends. Okay? Bear with me. Okay, let's see if I can fix this real fast. Oh, there There we go. Actually, that is very good right here, I believe. A good spot for it. Very nice. Let's see. Oops, that's my foot. I better be careful. Good thing I was gentle. Let me go ahead and take care of this fast real quick before it tries to think on us. Aha. Hey, Tara, it's so good to see you. Ah. So I think I finally have it right here where that part is fixed. Tara, my friend, how are you? Tara Road is in the stream. Hey there. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and share it, my friend. I am planting some stuff right now. I'm in the middle of planting what I've already grown. So it's in a mature stage. Tara, any new games or anything new with you? Very glad to have you guys. Very glad to have your support. Thank you. Thank you so much for being in stream. Tara, thank you. I know, that's why I ask you what's new. Tara, I know you're always trying new games. That's why I ask you what is new, my friend. That is why I ask you what is new, my friend. Okay, so I am going to... Hello there, Tara. You like my nails? I painted them watermelon. Isn't it funny? Just so I can say watermelon will keep me going, floating, anything that starts with watermelon. I can keep saying it. Isn't that crazy funny, though? That way I can be like watermelon, watermelon, watermelon every 5 seconds. Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. But you know, you can't leave your gardens even if the weather gets hot. And that's my whole point of what I'm telling you guys right now. Okay, you do not want to let your gardens get overheated. You don't want to let your plants get torched. Let me discuss some things with you. Zinnia, the zinnia is one of my favorite flowers, but it is not something that, here, I was showing you guys zinnia. This is like a zinnia. Let me show you. Zinnias, they look like this. Now, this one, I've already planted some in the ground, of course. What you want to do with flowers like this, that are ongoing summer type of flowers, What you want to do is the same thing I always recommend everybody do with the other type of flowers. It's bi-weekly planting. So every other week throughout the summer, you could put this in, but you do need to stop putting it in at a particular time because these take 60 to 70 days to bloom. So keep that in mind. October here, usually October, the end of October towards Halloween, it gets very, very cold. So usually that's when the plants, that's when I take this plant right here, as I was mentioning earlier, this one right here, this one, that's what I was mentioning. I'm going to grab that one and not the whole thing. The leaves will die back. You'll see it. And then the bulb will be in the ground. And that's the moment you want to save that plant. Dragoon, how are you? It's so good to see you, brother. How's it going? Friend, look at you. All of you guys are in. I'm looking. I couldn't see through this angle where I'm at. So, but yes, I like to plant these type of flower bi-weekly. And then I always notice what height they are. I recommend that the gardens look like a step ladder, like you are walking, something like this. Something like this. So background needs to be that way. When you look at it from the side, it needs to be like that way. So when I look at my gardens from this angle, the angle that's that way, and I look this way, the gardens look really nice, right? So from the angle of that way, from the street angle, from this angle, they look nice. And from the side angle, they look nice. They need to look that way. Otherwise, if you're planting something that's really tall in the middle of something that's short, then the short one is not going to get a lot of love and attention. And I don't want you guys leaving your short plants alone. Shortness is just fine. But I do want you to prune your plants. Zinnia, you can take and deadhead the top of this. Same thing as black-eyed Susan. But you don't want to do that to a hydrangea. You don't want to do that to a lantana. What you want to do with those is just let the flower go on its own. And in the springtime, you come back to your hydrangea, and on your hydrangea, in the springtime, hydrangea flowers are really pretty. A lot of people recommend them in part sun to sun. I don't recommend that for my area. I recommend it to be part sun to shade. Indirect sun getting to your hydrangea will still cause it to bloom and bloom a lot. What you can do to zap your hydrangea, and a lot of people don't know this, is they start deadheading the hydrangea flowers. After they die, they try to cut those off. Like if you had Shasta daisy works just fine. Shasta daisy works just fine if you want to do that. It's no problem. So is black-eyed Susan, so is zinnia. Any of those flowers are fine. Sunflower, you can go ahead and cut the dead ones off. It's okay. But with hydrangea, you don't want to do that. If you do that, what will it promote is it will promote more leaf. So if you're wanting your hydrangea plant to get healthy and bushier, go ahead and cut the flowers after fall season. After autumn season is finished, go ahead and cut those flowers. The following year, you're not going to have as much flowers. You might not even have but a flower or two on your hydrangea, but your hydrangea is going to be so much more healthy with a lot of leaves. So it depends. If your hydrangea is needing to get fuller, then I recommend that you guys do cut the flower and let the plant itself try to work on itself. If you want to see more blooms, then I recommend you leave the hydrangea blooms on the hydrangea until spring season of the next year. Then go ahead and put it back in. I'm doing good, Dragoon. It's so good to see you. Ooh, Tara, you have a lot of roses? Well, that's good to know. Tara, let's see if I can move the stream just a little bit so I can show you my rose that's over here. Okay, now we might not be able to see due to the sun. But see, this is what I mean. On that one, the Shasta daisy, deadheading those are just fine. So you can prune, whoops, you can prune these. And by the way, when you let them dry to this level, a lot of them will end up having seeds inside. So you can regrow them. So you see what I mean? That's different. You can do that with echinacea as well. You can also do that with them. That's an annual. You could do it with that. That's yarrow. Yarrow is medicinal plant. I like growing medicinal plants. That's rue. Rue is also medicinal. So lots of medicinal plants in this garden. This is a sedum. It's red. It's really pretty. That's a lantana that is a perennial, which is different than the lantana that's an annual. Keep that in mind. Okay, big, huge difference. So that is my perennial lantana. Over here is eucalyptus. Right there, right here, it's eucalyptus. One of my favorites. It gets fuzzy and purple. Look at those roses. I don't know if you can see them or not. Tara, let me know if you can see them. And as soon as I get to my stream, at least I can see what you guys are looking at. Now this one, whoa, this one, we'll fix it when we go back and sit down. Hopefully the stream is not cutting. This one is Black-Eyed Susan. It comes back each year. I love planting it from seed. If I step back over here, you're going to see some of those impatiens, more of those impatiens that I talk about. That's foxglove. I got to be careful because of reception. Okay. More of what Tati really likes. Tati likes those. And see how this is a different color that stays here? That one is lamb's ear. And let me go over here. That one is in transplant shock, but it's going to come back. That Black-Eyed Susan. Look at that right there. I was wondering what you think. Tara, that is a very fragrant rose. And this one over here is my peony. And I have sunflowers growing everywhere. This is primrose. It's pale evening primrose. I think I shared one of my shorts on my short share. This here is similar to having echinacea, but it's not echinacea, okay? It's the red or orange variety of it, right? This is more of the eucalyptus. Okay, let's see what we have over here. Oh, more primrose. See these hostas that are turning yellow a little bit? It's due to that heat. That heat will do it to you. Lantanas are really gorgeous. So is yarrow. Totally a returner each year. Any kind of lemon balm is good. I've cleared out my mints, but if I go closer, you guys can probably see my mints. There is a zinnia right there. That's an example of a zinnia that I planted a few weeks ago. You see that right there on the ground? That one. So see, you can do bi-weekly planting and then they will return. And then on the picture for my share, I was showing you guys this one right here, geraniums. I really like geraniums. So yes, you can deadhead all of these. That's a zinnia right there. That's a deadhead, means to cut the dead flowers off of those. It's usually good to let it go to seed at the end of the season and try to cut them now so you can promote more growth. You want to see them grow more, right? So see. Let's see, some lavender right there. My sunflower. The other sunflower. Now, these are different sunflowers. Oh, I really love this. I don't know if you guys are into lilies, but I love lilies. Summer lily, day lily. This one's a day lily. That one right there, let's get close to it if we can. That one right there is an example of what I have planted in my one of my pots. It's actually a runner. It's a vine. It's a geranium on a vine. Isn't that pretty and cute? I hope that you guys were able to see the stream without it cutting out. See this iris? It'll turn yellow because it's a spring plant. However, it'll return next year. So that's the blessing about it. That's the beauty. That's the pot that I'm ready to plant. That's the one that looks like a vine. So see, that's my sedum right there. Everybody likes this one. This one is a Persian barberry. And look at what we have over here. Do you see that flower? It is gorgeous. That is called a summer lily. And I have more sunflowers coming up. I have to be very cautious in my gardens. So yeah, all of these right here, I would recommend cutting those. And I will cut those. It's just that we have to make sure I spend my time in the gardens adequately, properly. And I don't know if you guys were able to see what I was trying to share with you, but I hope you were able to see it without the stream cutting off. Tara, that's just one of my front sections of the garden. My gardens, that's just one of the front sections of my gardens. And then I have gardens in the back. Flowers, vegetables. And I do have grapes. I have a couple of grapevines, 2 different colors, and one dark, one white. And I have 2 different, so let's go over this real quick. 2 different grapevines, and I did purchase, I remember Drewbert a long time ago. Thank you, Pro. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you, Dark Moon. Thank you, Sissy. Yeah, black-eyed Susans are great, aren't they? There's also brown-eyed Susan. There's also sunflower called the brown-eyed Susan. The brown-eyed Susan, not Susan, brown-eyed sunflower. That's what it's called, brown-eyed sunflower. I thought, oh my gosh, that totally looks like a brown-eyed Susan. I have to look more into it to figure out what happened to that plant. But that plant right there is an annual. If I keep looking at this, it might drive me to the plants. And that's guess what? Guess where I'm going? Guess where I'm headed right here. It's okay to be cleaning your garden and pruning it. It's not okay to leave it alone. Plants deserve love. Animals deserve love. Plants deserve love. So clean your area. So one more thing I want to tell you, it's a trick that you guys have to remember. Zinnias and some other flowers, they don't like to be getting wet on the plant itself. You know, sometimes it can cause the plant to get mold. So what you want to do is you want to water the base on your zinnias. So sometimes when you plant some stuff, you need to take in consideration, am I planting stuff where they are in a good area, or am I not planting it in a good area and that this is at risk? So you need to make sure of all that your plants aren't at risk. Okay, let me see, guys, over here. Let's see. Let's see over here. Yeah, it glitches. I see. I'm looking at it right now. It glitches. That's why I like to take a live video, and that's why I like to do like a garden meditation live video of my own gardens. You know, it's much easier and not as glitchy. Uh-oh. I think, Tatsy, I watched one of your shares, but where did it go? Hold on, Tatsy. What happened here? Uh-huh. It is really hot. I'm going to take another water break. Thank you so much for those kind words. Thank you. I can now look at some of your messages because I'm standing over, well, I'm sitting right here by the shade. Looking, my friends. Let me see what it says, what your words say. I'm trying to read. Oh, it's sweating all over the place. I'm sweating everywhere. Of course, mosquitoes are like, oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for liking. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's very good. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab one of my tools and then we are going to start on this garden and the next one, okay? I need one tool and some gloves. Hold on just a second. My gloves are here. I just need a tool. All right. Oh, let's see. This is falling. You guys can't see all of it. It looks like I can't see. There we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. I have all my stuff now. There we are. Okay, perfect. Okay, I am back here now. Going to put my gloves on and get started. Hello, hello. If you're joining me now, I'm Spenta and I'm going to plant some stuff in the ground and in pots. So thank you for joining me. I've been giving some tips, gardening tips along the way. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Comment after my video if you have any questions about your own plants. I'll be very happy to answer them. I'll be more than glad to be of assistance. Okay. So I have two items right here. And I like to do everything inside of my garden. As I mentioned earlier, for the reason I like to do everything inside the garden is if the dirt falls or anything, it can just fall right back into the right place, right area. Now, you want to make sure that you don't do that with plants that are sick. So, of course, you don't want to introduce illness into your current plants, healthy plants, okay? So make sure your plants are healthy, the ones that you're doing this with. Okay, I'm going to share with you two things right here. I have gloves on. Let's look at this right here. This is one of my sweet potatoes, and this one is another sweet potato. These are not the edible kind, the ones planted in the back where my vegetable gardens are. These are just some that I'm going to plant you can plant these from. These are really easy to start. A lot of plants are easy to start with seeds. As you guys can see, I really like to grow everything from seed. But anyway, so I've got this planter right here, this pot, pretty heavy. Okay, so it's pretty heavy right here. Right here. It's pretty heavy. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to put it in my gardens. That way I don't have any unexpected. There we go. I just pulled out a weed from my gardens. Look at how long the root was. But the ground, I have watered it, as I mentioned, remember? And a lot of people just water, they just go water and they think they're done after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Those plants need to be soaked in water for a little bit, or they're not going to be able to handle keeping moisture. You need to have mulch in your ground. Mulching helps with keeping moisture in the soil, and it also helps with weeds not coming out. Another one I like to do, and I like to do cedar mulch, natural cedar mulch, organic, well, of course, natural mulch. And then I also recommend that when you're planting, that you, yeah, as for all of these ones that you're planting, for what you need to do, where you move it, where you don't move it. This one's a lot of them. If you're going to move your plants, then think in advance. If you're going to plant something in a pot, think in advance. So you need to think of everything pretty much in advance and kind of have a plan. That way, your plants look much better. Again, if you have questions or anything like that, say, let me know and everything. Oh, hey, you. It's Snoop. Snoop, how's it going? I love that. Ah, love it. Love it. Great timing, Snoop. Hey, hey, it's so good to see you. How's it going? You got great timing. I'm in my gardens. I know you were mentioning the other day that you were wanting to make it into the garden stream. So here we are. Snoop, thank you for being here. If I can't type for a moment or respond to you, it's not because I'm ignoring you or anything like that. My moderators are here hanging out. Everybody's hanging out. So you can just chill and chat with anybody you want, or you can just chill and chat with me. Either way it works, but if I can't type, it's because my hand is going to be in dirt soon. I'm planting my sweet potato vines in and some other herbs and a few other items up here in my raised bed because the sun is really, really hot. And some of the items that I've planted that I had planted, and listen to this, that I had planned on planting, right? It's like lots of like planning, like what is going on, right? So, but yeah, so a lot of the stuff, I mean, it just gets hot all of a sudden and you're like, man, that's not what I was expecting. And even on the lettuce and everything else, I recommend that you guys plant it towards later summer and autumn season. I'm really used to planting kale, lettuce, and everything else like that in autumn season. So we've got mosquitoes. Okay, let's get started with planting our pots and putting our sweet potatoes in there. Let's see what all I've got going on. Okay, so I've got an empty pot, some sweet potatoes. They're sweet potato vines. I should complete my sentence and say they are sweet potato vines. Sweet potato vines, different than the sweet potato, the plant that you eat, like the one that you need to dig deep in the ground to plant it. That is a sweet potato that you eat. The sweet potato that you put in your food is a vegetable, right? It's different than this one. Let's see how I can put them in so they can complement each other, being both in the same family. Of course, they automatically go where they like to go, so you can't make it appear everywhere. Let's see. I think I want this one to go this way, actually. Changing my mind on some of this. Let's see. At least I'm changing it on time before I've already finished planting and established it. But, you know, you don't want transplant shock right now. You don't want to give that to your plants. Oh, let's see. I have some plants over here with some mulch that I plan on putting on here. Also would be helpful for it. Yeah, I think that would be very helpful. Oh, mosquitoes are so all over the place. Oh. And then they're going to be a lot more soon, so I want to plant this in and water it here pretty soon so I can be happy and excited that I did that. Okay. All right, here we are. I'm going to, mosquitoes. I'm going to share this with you real quick. And I'm going to place it here just for a minute so you can kind of see what I planted. It looks like this from one side and that from one side. So it's kind of like that. But you can enjoy it in both ways. And it will grow whichever way it likes to go. So I'm excited with that. So that one is my new sweet potato area. Yep. I'm happy with it right as is. So I'm going to move that out the way real quick. Okay, put that over there for a moment. Yeah, I really like it. I think I like the way, yeah, I love it. And it looks really cute all the way until it gets, that the weather gets bad. And it does that, but that's okay. There's one in the middle that you guys can't see, one of the part of the vines. It's kind of cute. It's kind of very cool. Let me see. Again, one more time here. Observation. Okay. All right. So we are going to simply put that over here on the ground. I have mosquitoes out. That means that our stream is near ending time, because when the mosquitoes attack is when we have to say good day. Ooh, they are vicious. Those mosquitoes. They get all over you. I'm sure it's out of love, but it's too many bites. Let's see. Anderson, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Oh, I have a spot that I have in mind right over here. I also have some other things in mind. Just a minute. Getting some seeds here. Okay. Ooh, the weather is getting very muggy. That could be good. Could be a sign. So I know where my bulbs are planted. So before I dig, I have looked in my planter to see what areas are available for this. So like I mentioned prior to planting, I make sure I know what I'm trying to plant, where I'm trying to plant it, how far, and let me check this out to see if it's the way I want it to be, which it is, and that is a good thing for me. Over here. Oh my goodness. They are everywhere. The mosquitoes. It's humid. Oh, all of a sudden very humid. I have clouds above me, cloud coverage. Okay, that means rain shortly. Shortly rain here. Perfect. Right, perfect in the ground. This one needs to come out. So there we go. Just make sure you keep up with watering, okay? That's one thing, to keep up with watering. So I have something new on that corner, and I'm going to have more because, as I said, I'm going to plant seeds in too. Let's see this one. Okay. This one goes in this garden that's right here. I'm right here, friends, on the garden right behind you. Planting this right in the ground. Looks like it might rain. That is not bad. Oh, I hear thunder. Oh, that's a good sign, guys. That's interesting. I did not see a storm in our forecast. Okay, I hope it's not something bad. We have high winds in my area, really high winds. I hope you guys can hear me as I'm planting and talking at the same time. But we've got really high winds in our area, and it damages plants too. So we've got lots of goodies. Lots of goodies. Okay, that's good. So prior to planting this, I want to let you guys know that I did let's see. There we go. Okay. Let's grab it. Okay. Usually I like to grab my trash and discard of it. That way I don't end up in a full loads of trash pile. Let's see. I should check the weather. This is interesting. Out of nowhere. Flood clouds all over. So yeah, I am not using my garden gloves at the moment because I need to fill everything that I'm planting and to the touch. including seeds. So I usually do that barehanded, but just because I don't want to do that at the moment, I'm doing it this way. So let's hope it works. Again, if you are coming in, I'm Spenta, I'm gardening right now, looking for my shovel. Where did I put it last? It's always the great question, right? Where did I put it? Use it. I used it here, so it's here again. Good. Good. That's good sign. Good sign. I always get dirt everywhere, all over me. Typical. This ground is hard over here. I'm checking it out. Uh-huh. A little harder to dig here, and it's going to need watering. That's fine. I can do that if I can get this plant in here properly. Okay, I threw something behind me, and I hope it didn't go behind my other garden, but I have a feeling that it did do that. Exactly just that. Okay. The ground here is hard. Even though I watered it this morning, equal amounts to all areas applied, that tells me that this area not only needs more watering, but is getting dry quicker. Okay, well, good to know that. Good to know that. Okay, well, then it's gonna need that rain. That rain's gonna be really useful. Very well. Very well. These are in the ground. This one is the trash bucket. I have it. Okay. Those are my tools over here. Let's see, guys. Thank you for watching my share here today. It looks like it's going to rain. Thank you for watching. Oh, of course, anytime. Snoop, much love. Thank you, friends, for being here and for joining my live stream today. I'm going to have to end my live stream very soon, so I want to thank you for being here. That's watermelon. I painted them like you like, I hope. Over here is my garden area. I just added a new plant there, and I am adding seeds in. It is going to rain. That is a good news for me, and I'm happy about it. Very happy. It's up here. I can feel it, the humidity in the air. I was wondering why it was getting really hot all of a sudden. All of the sudden heat this quick, very quickly. Very quickly. That heat went up. That heat went up Thank you so much, Agile. I really appreciate you. Yeah, that heat went up fast. Super fast, you guys. Oh my gosh. But then the mosquitoes. It's like, ooh, don't bite me. Mosquito, mosquito, don't bite me. We don't just have mosquitoes, we have everything. Flies and everything. Oh my gosh. Everything is attempting to come tell me, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. And I'm like, I know, I understand, I understand. Now these ones from seed, I like to do from smaller. Because these don't, they need to have some. There we go. You don't plant some seeds too deep. They won't grow right. Did you guys know you can use a nail file if you are wanting to germinate your nasturtium plants quicker? You can use a nail file and rub the seed, rub it on the seed, and it will be so helpful in growing any type of nasturtium seed that to germinate it. So for germination of the nasturtium seed, it would be very good. And very nice here. Nail file, simple nail file. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Here's nasturtium. Nasturtium looks like this. But you can use a nail file on this one and it will germinate the seeds. It'll cause germination for the seeds. So, you know, to germinate, you just rub the seeds over here with nail file. It's nasturtium. See the name right there? Nasturtium. There you go. I hear that thunder coming. I'd like to thank you all for being here with me today. I feel special. Thank you so much, friends, for your love and kindness and for your time here with me. I enjoyed it. I hope you. This is the life of the gardener and someone who keeps hens around, someone who likes organic life. This is what happens. It's part of my life. So anytime you want to discuss anything about anything that's plant related, I'm here for you, even if you live somewhere else. I like to know about everything that's plant related, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live other places, I still want to know what you're growing, where you're living. So be a friend and let me know. Let me know. Let me learn about you. You guys learn about me, so let me learn about you too. So share some stuff in your comment section of my video comments. I look forward to reading them, of course. And I will respond back gladly. Okay, so here I am. Thanking you so much for being here with me, friends. I have this right here. And you guys, I do recommend planting this because Well, it's delicious and it's very aromatic. I don't know how much you guys like basil, but I love basil. So I just transplanted a sweet basil is a little bit different in my opinion, as my experience for growing it. Sweet basil grows really well indoors, and also like if you have a greenhouse with greenhouse settings, that's also great. I recommend it. So if you guys have a greenhouse setting, then that's not a bad idea. Okay, for that Thai basil, sweet basil, any kind of basil, spicy basil, all that is really good. Inside, if you have an area for it, that a greenhouse or a humidity of indoors that stays between 75 degrees to 85 degrees, you can make these plants survive indoors, and then they grow right to a point. So now you have to plant them outdoors. So if they're annuals, remember, they don't come back the next year. If they're perennial, they return the next year. If they're evergreen, they stay green all year, okay? So keep that in mind, and thank you guys for being here. I'm going to put some of this in the ground. This, interesting enough, planting this, you just basically spread it in the ground. You don't really need to dig anywhere, and so that's not, I'm not going to do all that. But then I am going to have a section. I always do this because I think when it rains, sometimes things move. So I always like to add extra. So I'm adding just a little bit of extra, just a tiny bit. Look how I'm going to do it. You see, I have mulch in my gardens, right? So I didn't move it around much. But here, looks like I need to move it around just a little bit. So I'm going to use one of these items right here, just another mulch, natural mulch. I do recommend you guys grow natural. Everything organic and natural is the best way to grow. Don't use pesticides. I don't like the use of pesticides. So I don't recommend it for other people either, because you're eating your own food. So, I mean, why would you want to put pesticide in your body? I don't. And I don't think you should either. If you're my friend, I don't want you to eat pesticide. If you are my friend, you are not eating pesticide on my watch. Make sure you're not getting mold on your stuff. If you are, remove the mold immediately from your area. Just no molds. No molds are welcome. We don't like mold. Okay, I'm gonna plant some of this around this, if I can get some of the, aha, I did. Very well. Yeah, it's really, and the rest I'll put in the back garden, in my back garden area, even though I am letting my hens out right now, just due to stress. I don't want them to be stressed. I'm letting my, our hens can stay out for the time being, and that'll probably not stress me out as much on the days that I'm gardening outside, half day or all day. I think, especially on the weekends mainly, right? It's good for my hens on the weekends to come out during those times, in my opinion. Again, it's my opinion, right? Let me put some of this down. Some more seeds. Seeds. I love seeds. Let me come over there and plant some in that area. That would be a handy area to have some in. Let's think. So yeah. Ooh, leaf, dead one, grab it. Woo! I went in the garden on that area. See, I told you guys I watered thoroughly this morning. Squish. Okay. I slide. That's what happened. Oh, all right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Let me give everybody a shout out and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and pin this real quick. Thank you so much. And let me end the poll. End the poll so I can see what you guys answered. Yeah, basil's great. I love basil. This one is green basil. 2 days ago, I planted my purple basil from, just like I did with the sweet basil here today, I planted purple basil, and that's Persian basil. So I planted Persian basil. Now I'm going to have another Persian basil. I have an American purple basil, a Thai purple basil, not American, excuse me, a Thai purple basil that I purchased the seeds from the U.S. That's what I mean. I have a Thai basil, for clarification, Thai basil seeds that I purchased here in the U.S. And so I planted some. I have some sweet basil in the back planted, in the front also right there over there. I planted some on the back right there on that area today behind that rose. And then I also planted some, let's see, this one is just green basil, Persian one. It's so good. Persian basil. Yeah, I love it. Bazre talai. It means golden seeds. Golden seeds, right? May they be golden and may they grow. It looks like we're going to have some good stuff come our way. Rain is always welcome. And I cleaned some seashells that I would like to put here for prettiness, just for decoration in some of my gardens that I collect seashells. I like to, well, they're actually from animals, right? They're not seashells. Technically, they're not seashells, you know, but they are, I like to put them, they're from water. Let's put it this way, they're from water. Let's just keep it simple. They're pretty. I'll bring them to you. They're so, I love the shells from water. Isn't it so pretty? So just in different areas of my garden, but just remember, you need to wash these. Don't just introduce whatever you want to your gardens. I don't recommend that sort of stuff. Not that sort of jazz. Not that sort of jazz. Let's see. Okay. So I will put some on this garden too. Oh, they break very easily. They shatter, I should say. That was something else, but this one shattered very easy. That was just wood chip. Okay, now, mosquitoes all over the place. I see them. Okay, and then I need to just mulch some other plants, and it looks like I'm good. Well, thanks again for being here. It's time for me to end stream. I really appreciate you for your support and for your kindness. I hope that I was able to be of some help today. If you need anything, just let me know. Again, I'm Spenta Armaiti. Thank you so much. These are my plants and my planter, my raised bed, one of them. And I'm making it beautiful every day. I like to play in my gardens and I love it. Dirt is just fine as long as you can grow beautiful things out of it. And it requires patience, but that's something that I can do with plants. Thanks again. I'm Spenta Armaiti. Your comments, likes, subscriptions, and shares are greatly appreciated. I hope that you have a beautiful day and enjoy gardening. If you have any questions or comments about gardening or about plants in your area, you're welcome to ask me. I'm very, very good with looking things up if I don't know, or asking other people for answers so I can get you the right answer. So I look forward to seeing your comments, and I look forward to seeing you on my next share, video, premiere, shorts. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next live stream. Thank you for your time and your love. I'm Spenta, wishing you a beautiful day and thanking you for being here. Happy gardening. See you later. See you.